Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Talking Tradesman. Now, if you're just listening to this, you need to go and have a quick look at the video part of the podcast, because I'm in a very special outfit, something that I didn't think would ever happen, but it has today, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the look. I feel like I could conquer countries. These things give you a hidden power. But with me on the sofa today, second guest ever on the sofa as well, is none other than Murph the Kilted Painter.
Hello, everybody.
We're just talking beforehand, mate, or yesterday even. So just to put a little bit of context, we'll talk about, essentially, it's your second episode, so we'll have a catch up. But just in case anyone didn't listen to the first episode, we'll do a quick little recap. Yeah, exactly. You know, the beginning bit of a series when it's like last week on. So last episode on the Talking Tradesman, Murph the Kilted Painter was born.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It was the kilt was already ordered, but the idea was planted for Bolton Show. This is the kilt in question.
For anyone watching now, this the original.
This is the original one. This was one that was ordered that I talked about. That came to the first Bolton Show that I attended. And
so ironically, we're only about 2 weeks away from the next Trade Decorator show, aren't we?
Yeah, thereabouts.
So this is like a full circle moment. So around about a year ago, Murph came and sat down and did his first episode, and now we're pretty much a year anniversary. Mm-hmm. And on that episode of the podcast, Murph put out there that he was going to get a decorator's kilt, and he did. And I challenged him to wear it to the Bolton show, and he did.
And it wasn't a challenge at all.
And has forever been morphed into Murph the Kilted Painter. That is, that's you now.
It is. It's definitely my Clark Kent Superman.
It is 1,000,000%. Me and Murph have a little bit of back and forth between us on messages, and he knows my feelings about Murph and kilts. Like, it's a requirement. Should never be seen without one.
In Russ's world, I am always in one of these.
You are?
Yes.
Exactly. It's not my world. That's the reality that exists inside my mind, Murph. Always in a kilt. And now, for some reason, Murph has put me in a kilt, and I can't argue. I kind of like it. So, what we saying? In the comments, drop it in. What we saying? However, big moment for you yesterday. One of the reasons, the reason that you're all the way down in Stourport after your 8-odd hour drive.
That's about it, yeah.
Was your big TV debut. Yes, in fact, you explain what you've done, Murph.
So, back in October, I filmed a show in London called Faking It, where I went down to London to learn how to be a makeup artist. Within 4 weeks, and I was trained by Dominic Skinner and Howard Kong. And then at the end, I was put up against 3 other actual makeup artists, and a panel of judges watched and observed us do our thing. They weren't told anyone had been doing it for 4 weeks. They judged it fairly. I placed second. It's been out for 2 weeks now. People will know.
It has.
Thank you. Curtsy. And then, 2 of the 3 judges thought I was the real deal.
Mate, so for those listening, so we had, I guess, I know you'd already seen it, but like the official premiere, Murph travelled all the way down to the studio, had a little gathering, put the telly on, and we all sat down and watched Murph's appearance on telly. So it was the first time I'd seen it last night, and I've got to say, I'm really impressed, mate. I had a couple of concerns just from like being a friend point of view. I was concerned that it would make you... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which I think would be a natural thing for anyone that's going on telly in any capacity. But because of the fact that it's taking a painter and decorator and turning them into a makeup artist, there was a bit of like, I hope they don't mug him off, essentially. But I've got to say, you came across fantastically well.
Alex Emanuel, the director, put well-being first. There was, of course, embarrassing moments because I know nothing of makeup, but there was never humiliation. It was, well-being was forefront.
No, it was great,
Alex's
mate.
mind.
It had the perfect blend of seeing your journey at the beginning and then taking it to the point, and mate, you embraced it.
I bleached my eyebrows.
I was just going to say, if you haven't watched it, go on to, is it 5?
My 5.
Go on to my 5. Murphy's episode 3 of Faking It. Go and check it out. And yeah, at the end, Murph does indeed bleach his eyebrows. At least he didn't go pink.
No.
On the eyebrows. No. But yeah, mate, I mean, what a journey, man. We said this before, like, you've had an incredible year since coming on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe let's do it chronologically, but yeah, tell me about your year.
Well, actually, the TV offer kind of came about first. Because,
Did it?
Yeah, that was in August that they sort of put feelers out for people wanting to apply for the show. So they reached out to me on Instagram saying, I've got a lovely personality on my social media, and they think I would be a good candidate for the show, and they recommended that I applied, which I did, and then I got shortlisted, and then I got told to pack my bags because I'm coming to London.
I mean, that in itself, mate, it's a really massive thing because, like, you're from the Highlands of Scotland, quite a small town.
Yeah, it's so rural. Like, I feel like I'm fighting against the grain sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I feel like I am the only one up there. Like, the closest would be like Stuart McLean in Edinburgh, who even like does social
media. Yeah. But that again, I mean, that's probably maybe a little step beforehand because the TV shows only just came out. But how was it walking into the Bolton show after doing the podcast and being recognised?
It was cool, but I think a lot of it wasn't recognised. Some of it would have been recognised from the podcast, but just a guy in a white kilt is quite eye-catching, and a lot of people just approached me over that.
I think you've claimed that now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sorry to the rest of the Scottish decorators out there. Nobody else can do it. Like, if you do, you'll just be,
Copycat.
Oh, look, he's like Murph. That's what anybody would get tagged now. Another guy like Murph. I'm still taking moments looking at the camera here.
It really suits you.
Me in a kilt.
I think you should get your own kilt. You're English, you can get away with it.
Are we allowed? I don't think we're allowed.
You said no other Scots can wear a kilt.
Oh, right. Oh, you want me to decorate in it? Let's pause there a moment to thank this episode's sponsors, Q1. Q1 are a premium masking solution. They offer the ultimate choice for professionals that demand perfection. Whatever you're painting, Q1 tapes deliver clean, sharp lines every time. Q1 tapes are designed for superior adhesion and easy removal, leaving no residue behind. We use Q1 tapes in our business all the time, on every job. In addition to the painter's tapes, Q1 offer a range of surface protection technology, solutions and accessories. You can cover things like worktops, hard floor and kitchen units with a range of Q1 protections. Using Q1, your projects are going to look professional and the results will speak for themselves. Q1 is available at all of your favourite stores and online at q1tapes.com. Thank you to Q1 for supporting the Talking Tradesman podcast and helping us raise mental health awareness in the industry. Let's get back to the episode. Jesus Christ. Wow. I can see they're remarkable. I mean, I've got shorts on under the kilt, just for anyone that is wondering. But I can imagine if you didn't have shorts on under the kilt, it would be a very freeing experience.
Yes, but in a work environment, I do wear PPE for my for my PP. PPE for my PPE.
Right, yeah, that's somehow got there, didn't it? Yeah, fair play, mate. Well, listen, man, let's because it's what everyone's going to want to know. Faking it, how it went down, the process, how it was. Because what I was getting at then, you know, you've gone from Highlands of Scotland down to living in London for a month. First of all, is like I mean, that must have been a culture shock.
I think that's why I was like a good candidate as well, because of the contrast of rural Highlands to hustling and bustling London.
How did you find it?
I enjoyed it. I think because it was work, there was always something going on. It felt like work because I was always working on honing my skills as a makeup artist. Not a sentence I ever thought I would say.
I must admit, I mean, again, while Murph was filming, he sent me the occasional picture of his homework, shall we say, which was it was interesting.
How do you feel it progressed as we went along? Or are you the wrong man to
progressed.
ask?
It definitely progressed.
Good enough to be second in a competition.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, again, like, it's a testament to you applying yourself to a new skill that you came second and that nobody else, was it one of 3 judges put you as the faking it person?
One judge guessed me as the faker, but I think I would say from the show she wasn't certain.
No, not at all. It was like, I think maybe it was Murph. It wasn't like categorically it was Murph. So
it was a stab in the dark, and she was right. That's the impression I got from her delivery.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah. And then, so the very first thing we'd done filming-wise was they actually edited it the other way around. They made it seem like I met Howard first, and then got a little bit of training, and then went to the makeup shoot.
Yeah.
And
it was the other way around.
It was actually, I went to the makeup shoot first with absolutely zero experience.
Okay.
Because in the room where I meet Howard, I say it's good to see you again, but they've cut out the again if you watch it back.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was thrown into the deep end. I turned up in this warehouse. There was nail technicians, hairdressers, photographers, models, my camera crew, and me, not a clue in the world. And Howard Kong comes up to me and said, "Are you my assistant?" And I said, "I must be."
Wow. Mate.
And well, we saw how what had happened. He kind of got me to hand him things, hand me contour, which I say funny apparently.
Contour.
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 Yeah, I think you say it right.
I prefer your way.
So then he's asking me to hand me all these things. Not a clue what any of them were. Some dirty looks played up for the camera a little bit, I think, from Howard. Howard was lovely when we weren't filming. A few people have messaged you saying, "Oh, he was a bit of a jerk." He really wasn't. When we weren't filming, lovely, very tentative, very just good.
Well, he's got to play the part, though, hasn't he? At the end of the day, it is television, so there's got to be that. If everything went smoothly and everything was lovely,
not a good watch.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
So then that model went for her shoot, and then they said, "Right, we're going to let you freestyle on the model. So there's my products. Do with them what you will." And I'm like looking at them. Some of them are French.
So just to clarify, your experience of and around makeup prior to that show was
nothing.
Nil.
Nothing. No, like I knew what baby mascara was, not how to apply it. But yeah, I was just left to my own devices, and he was like, "Read the labels," and as I said, some of it was foreign. But then I came across eyeliner. I was like, that's for your eyes.
Gives it away, mate. Gives it away. I mean, listen. To go to your thought process? What was behind your thought process when the offer came in and you found out what it was? What were you, in the nice way? What were you thinking? Not as in what were you thinking?
Yeah.
But what were you think? What made you want to do it?
The challenge, and I've been a decorator since I left school. I haven't known anything else work-wise, and I've got comfortable in decorating, and it was just nice to challenge myself.
Yeah.
And then back to the eyeliner. When I went to apply the eyeliner, how as soon as I touched the eyelid, how it reacted.
Her eyelid reacted?
Yeah, because it's a human, isn't it?
Oh, as in she moved?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, not like an allergic. Not an allergic
reaction. Even that. Yeah, I went straight to paint. I was thinking, did it bubble up?
But no. So I touched her eyelid with the eyeliner, and yeah, it was like, it recoiled, and instantly I went, "Oh my God." Walls don't do that.
They do not.
Walls stay still. And that gave me the fear of working on eyes from day one. And then I done the blusher, to which I claimed this will save the day, which it did not. And then, yeah, that poor Lisa model, she looked like a clown at the end of it. And then on the second day, then I got a little bit of training from Howard.
Okay.
In reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that photo shoot, nothing. Blank slate being thrown into a photo shoot.
They wanted that though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Obviously they wanted that footage.
Uh-huh.
So you were down in London doing that for 4 weeks.
Yes. Full on.
The amount of footage that they must have had, because they clipped it was an hour and 15, your episode. The amount of footage that they must have had to sort through to get to an hour and 15.
So much stuff was cut.
Yeah, I remember there was... Are you allowed to talk about the cut stuff?
I'm sure I am, yeah.
Because there was a particular thing that you said was really bad.
So bad.
Really bad.
I was adamant it would be on. It was that bad. Because
Tell us about that, Murph.
You want car crash television. So there's this arena called Abba Voyage. For people who don't know what it is a purpose-built stadium that shows hologram ABBA all year round. That's all this place does. And to a Highlander, that's such a bizarre concept that...
It's bizarre to me, mate.
Yeah, there's a place
of that,
that shows a hologram band all year round. But then what they had me do was set up a pop-up makeup stall and serve the general public. And because it was ABBA in 70s, we went like quite glam, which is nothing I had any practice in. So they like taught me how to work with glitter and razzly dazzly stuff, and I was like, I've just got a good foundation down guys. So I am serving the general public, doing a terrible job of like trying to apply glitter and like gemstones and just glam rock sort of stuff, and yeah, it was a disaster. And I was like, this is so bad, this has to make the cut. It's so bad.
That's bizarre that they'd pull that out.
Again,
Yeah.
it was never humiliating. It was just embarrassing. But I think having a camera crew like around you eases the embarrassment because people will know
something's going on. Yeah.
It's being filmed, because you would never catch me outside Abba Voyage without a film crew.
No.
Well,
no, I wouldn't imagine so.
Not in a pop-up makeup stall, anyway.
Yeah. But it's just a mad experience, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Like, I can't resonate on it because I've never done anything like it. But yeah, it's just massive respect to you for doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's like so far out of your comfort zone. Even just moving down to London for a month.
Yes.
Just that in itself is. Were you glad to get back to the Highlands at the end of it?
Couldn't wait.
Yeah.
I absolutely couldn't wait. Jumping forward a bit, but the day of the final, I just had the mentality of this is the last hurdle before I get to go home. Not that I didn't care about the outcome, but I could have beheaded the model and gone, oh well, shit happens.
and off you go. Yeah.
That was my mentality on the final, but that's probably a good way to go about it. You don't want to be in your head too much. But that's honestly my mentality after 4 weeks away from home. It was just, this is the last thing I have to do. Then I can leave tomorrow.
And that was 4 weeks away from your daughter as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
How was that?
Yeah, I mean, there was phone calls, keeping in touch. But yeah, it was hard, but I think she loves now that her dad
Dancing on TV.
is a makeup artist and that she's been on television.
Yeah.
She's 5 right now, so she's actually already asking for some makeup.
Well, look, mate,
As it is.
I've got to ask you, because at the end of the episode, you did say that you were hoping to do more makeup. What's the plans?
Yeah, now that it's out there, for the last 8 months, I haven't really felt like I could promote it because why has Murph got a sudden interest in makeup? So it's like I done one face on Tina, and that was kind of it. I hadn't touched it because I didn't feel I could fully embrace it until now. So now that it's out in the world, but now I don't have to put on the facade of being an actual makeup artist. People now know I'm a painter and decorator tradesman. I can sort of bring my own mentality to it now. I don't have to play a character, so that's a lot of pressure.
So would you do it? Like, I mean, I don't even know how that world works. I guess, is it events and weddings and things, or?
Yeah, I would certainly I would practice on friends again and family because it has been 8 months.
Listen, mate, I'm just going to put it out there. You've put me in a kilt today. that is too far. Sign me, drop me out of that. I will not be a mannequin.
Okay, fair.
I'm just putting that out there early.
So, God, any other cut content on about Abba Voyage? We had to come up with a backstory, and what I'd come up with is that I worked in a hotel, and I used to do the makeup on the ladies.
So were the public paying for that service, or was it like free?
Tips.
Oh, okay.
Tips.
Did you get any?
I made 20 quid. I bought
go.
that night's pizza.
That's a win.
I was there for 3 hours, so that roughly works out at like less than £7 an hour.
Wage, and particularly in London, that's not really worth doing, is it?
But yeah, pizza was paid for after a 3-hour shift. So the backstory: worked in a hotel, used to do the makeup on the ladies on my lunch break. Then COVID came, and I got made redundant. Moved back in with my mother, downloaded TikTok, started seeing people doing well on social media with makeup, and I thought, oh, I'll do the same. I'll practice on my mother. And then when restrictions were lifted, I got to work on Family and Friends, started making some money, and now here I am in London. And that was sort of the backstory we came up with, but I had to put it into practice. I had to tell this to the runner-up of RuPaul's Drag Race. I believe his name was Michael.
Okay.
So yeah, we went at a bar and I had to tell him this to see if I could make it possible.
Oh.
The backstory,
Yeah,
because it had to be believable to the judges.
So they set you up with this guy to just tell the story to see if it was believable?
Yeah, because we met for drinks with Dominic.
Okay,
Dominic.
okay.
Howard, me, and I believe his name was Michael. We met for drinks, and it was kind of Dominic and Howard introducing me to him.
Practice this.
Yeah, and tell them my backstory of how I got into makeup.
Okay.
And I guess if you turned up with Dominic and Howard Skinner and told someone you were a makeup artist, they would believe you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had to, we had to fine-tune the lie for the judges of how I got up.
And did it work?
Yeah, oh, Michael ate it, hook, line and sinker.
Did the judges, I don't know, there was that bit on the show where they talking about
I
your
don't think
story.
it really touched on it, no.
Did you have to give that though?
Yeah, I did.
You
They
did?
asked how did I get into it. Oops. And yeah, I had to tell that story, and it's the telling it with a straight face and making it believable and just having that confidence about you to make it believable.
Was there any part of it, I mean, if it's a no, it's a no. Was there any part of it where you considered not following it through?
No, never.
No.
Because the makeup community was so welcoming. Even back to day one, yes, the photo shoot was embarrassing, but as soon as the camera stopped rolling, all the models and everyone took the time to come up to me and say, "You're so brave for taking this on."
Okay.
Yeah, it's such a warm and welcoming community, and I really felt part of it.
If I'd have speculated, I'd have probably guessed on the opposite. Like, I'd have thought it'd be quite bitchy.
He's an outsider.
Well, just bitchy in general, even in amongst themselves. I think I suppose you have that, like the makeup and models and stuff like that. You'd kind of think that maybe it's a bit catty.
Yeah,
But
certainly my 4 weeks in London was, while the cameras were rolling, it was for high drama. But yeah, the reassurance once the camera was off, like, honest, everyone came up on day one and said, "You're so brave for taking this challenge on.
that's cool, mate.
You are stepping from construction into the fashion industry. What a leap."
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Honestly, I don't think they could have picked a better person, though.
Yeah.
Like, even, I think about my own social circle, and even, like, was there anyone, can I think of anyone that would have been any more? And I can't, like, I genuinely think they picked perfectly with the casting, having you do that.
The right man for the job.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I think the Highlands, being from the Highlands, was very appealing for that contrast.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that is maybe one of the things that pipped me to be the man for the job.
Were there many other candidates for it?
I think Kev and Foxy applied. I believe you were asked.
I was.
Yes.
Yeah. I was. Yeah, I didn't take it any. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, mate, somebody asked me last night, I can't remember who it was, would I have done it? And I wouldn't have, because my fear would have been being made to look daft. And that's not that I wouldn't have. I was, my problem with that is because of this.
Yeah.
Because of doing this, and
you have an image to upkeep.
yeah. But when I had the initial conversation with the casting people, that was kind of what I said. I was like, look, I'm open to it, but I wouldn't do anything that would that I would feel would be detrimental to this. Which, looking at what you did now, I don't think it would have been. But that stopped me from doing anything with it. But yeah, fair play, man. Like I said, I don't think they could have done it any better. I don't think you could have done it better. I was dead proud watching you on that last night. To be fair, it was a nice moment.
Yeah.
I walked back home afterwards, as you know, had a couple of drinks, walked home with Ange, and walked home with a smile on my face. I was like, that was nice. That was nice. Let's pause there quickly to thank our headline sponsors, Zinza. And in particular, take a moment to talk about their incredible product, Zinza Bin Aqua. Zinza Bin Aqua is a water-based primer, sealer, stain killer and odour blocker all in one. It has trace VOCs. You can use this product inside and outside, and it will block knots, sap streaks, water, mould stains and more. We've used Zinza Bin Aqua in our business on many occasions and it has never let us down. With that in mind, let's get back to the episode. Thing to be a part of. So from my side, mate, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your big day yesterday.
Well, that was it. Even before we had a release date, you just offered the studio, and I thought that is fantastic. And as you said, filmed the first episode on the 8th of June, and the release date...
What's the date today?
4th of June.
Right, okay, yeah, crazy.
And it just felt like 12 months ago was the launch pad.
Full circle.
This is now full circle, 12 months.
Yeah,
and I thought, well, obviously the release date wasn't made yet. We kind of thought it would be March, April, but it's been June, and I think it's made for a lovely moment.
Yeah, and as you say, a couple of weeks' time, we're back at the Trade Decorator show, which again was a big part of the coming out as Murph the Kilted Painter, as it were, in the decorator community as such. It was probably the first time a lot of people had seen you in person, like all kilted up, but also then all the content that you popped up in. I mean, I think you're still on like the Trade Decorator posters and things.
Yeah,
aren't
if you type on Trade Decorator online and look at it, I believe there is a picture of me doing the tin the paint challenge.
If I remember, mate, you had quite an impressive time on that.
I think I was 1 minute 58.
Yeah, it was. I know you did pretty well. There was you.
I think Foxy,
Mike Cupid, Foxy won it.
Foxy and Mike Cupid got over 2 minutes. I mean, I remember that.
I remember watching firsthand Foxy's effort, and like it was as if it was life and death. Like, Fox, he was sweating. He went bright red. He literally held on to it till the dying moment. I mean, he admits himself he's rather competitive. So yeah, I remember watching that effort. I'm pretty sure he got the biggest time. I don't know what is going on this year, but this year you'll be attending in a slightly different role.
That's right. That's one of the achievements within the last 12 months, as I am admin on the Bolton Trade Decorator Forum.
You are indeed.
Yeah.
Welcome to the crew, my man. So yeah, Murph is also an admin, as am I. You will see both of us floating around the show and the Trade Decorator stand, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And again, couldn't be a better release date from a show so close to the Bolton show, still be fresh in people's minds. And of course, anyone who has any questions about it, please approach me, please ask me, please don't be shy. I don't know about you, I get a lot of messages after shows saying I seen you but I didn't want to disrupt you.
I've had that several times. Yeah, I always find it's really, I always feel like, man, you should have come and said hello.
I'm the exact same. It's like, you should just say hi. I'm just a human being like you at the end of the day.
Yeah, mate, it's mad. It's mad that people even feel that way, that they can't. So a similar thing, like if you see me and you wanted to see, I struggle to realise, like, why would you even want to come and talk to me is where my head's at with it. But if you do ever see me at any shows, particularly the Trade Decorator show or any other show or any other place I'm at, and you want to come and say hello, just come and say hello. Don't ever feel that, generally, I guess we get quite caught up talking to people, but come on over anyway. It's not, you're not going to interrupt in anything.
Likewise, a very approachable individual am I.
But if you do hang around Murph too long, he is liable to get you in a kilt.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Be warned. But you never know. Well, like I say, you never know where it will go, because I'm kind of quite liking this.
I
don't think I've ever looked at the telly so much in an episode before. I normally just ignore it, but the fact, I'm liking this. I mean, you're sat in a very confident stance, Murph. Actually, I don't know whether I have to adapt that.
The sporings sort of keeping everything down.
Is that what that's there for, really? I did wonder as to the purpose of this. I notice you've given me the Highland cow one.
Yep.
But that actually makes sense as to... Is that what that's for?
Well, it's obviously to have a pocket, because typically, like, your traditional ones don't have pockets like these.
Do they not?
Yeah, that's kind of your only storage when you wear a traditional kilt.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just somewhere to put your wallet.
But it does do that job.
Yeah.
To protect your dignity.
Uh-huh.
I'm liking it, mate. I can't lie. I'm quite enjoying this vibe. I mean, I'm saying that. I've got the multiple camera angles on the go, so we're talking. If it's zoomed in on you, people ain't going to have a clue what we're talking about here. So, I feel the only other thing I do need to point out, and you need to explain, the original kilt has some damage to it, doesn't it?
Yes. Whose side is it on? It's on your side. Will it turn around enough?
Again, if you're watching on on any platform,
might have
to hold on. Let's get it. I'll get it. There we go. Right,
So,
are we ready for this?
It does have a burnt bottom.
It literally looks like you've been
in a suspect area.
You've been hit by a rocket there. What happened there, Murph?
Yeah, I wanted to dry it, and it was windy, and it got blown over not an inspection light, a sensor light, and thankfully I was still nearby, smelt burning, took it off, burned a hole in it, but I was 2.5 stone heavier when I ordered this one.
Yeah, do you know what? Let's talk about that, because you've been on one hell of a weight loss journey, haven't you? I mean, again, just to anyone, I don't know which camera we're on. I'm going to play it safe. Camera 1, camera 2. But yeah, which has now been kindly donated as a museum piece to the Talking Tradesman studio, where Murph was born.
Yeah, I won't argue with that.
There we go. But yeah, let's talk about the because you have been on, like you just said, you've lost 2.5 stone, so a bit of a weight loss journey.
Yeah, since June last year as well. Actually, that's as soon as Bolton show finished.
Yeah, I remember you saying. Yeah. I remember you messaged me after Bolton and you went, "I've just had my last 5 guys, or a last 5 guys."
I had my swan song of fast food.
There you go. Yeah.
And then I went from 5 guys to decathlon of all. As you do. A big jump.
as you do, yeah.
Went to decathlon, bought a weighted vest, and started doing a lot of hill walking. And initially it fell off until I plateaued. But yeah, we got to 2 stone down by November. And I put a stone back on between November and February over Christmas. But from February to now, I lost the stone and then some. So I'm now roughly sitting at 2.5 stone.
Well done, mate.
It's from this time last year.
It's commendable.
Yeah.
Are you kicking that on? Are you carrying on with it? Have you got...
I am, yeah, because I was stuck at just 2 stone for the longest time. The last £6 has kind of been quite recently.
Okay.
So yeah, well, I mean, I'm still having to tighten this belt strap.
See, again, I learnt today how these belt strap things work.
Yeah, very adjustable.
It's actually a very good indicator for you on your weight loss journey, just having to do that.
Because you can see it's meant to. Will that camera cut?
It's meant to be up there.
It's meant to be here.
One of them will. The big camera definitely will. The other one, yeah.
Yeah, there's a crease where my finger is. I've already had to move it down to here, just so that my kilt does not fall down.
There you go. Perfect. Ideal.
So yeah, when I got the belt, it was fitting in the crease. And yeah, it is, as you say, great indicator of
Yeah.
the weight loss, because sometimes the scales don't move.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's a difficult thing, isn't it? If you are on a weight loss journey and you're bringing in exercise to that, because you can pack on muscle that weighs more than the fat, so your weight doesn't, like you say, your weight doesn't go down, but your body shape changes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a great measurement tool, man.
It is. It really is.
Have you got any like goal weight or target or anything?
I wanted to get below 20 stone. I was sitting at 22 and a half. I don't know if that was my worst, but it was the worst I've been aware of. And yeah, we got it down. In fact, the closest I got was 20 stone, £0, and 3 ounces.
Mate,
Ah.
I've just gone on a fast just to drop
It's like
it below.
3 ounces, and I like stepped on and stepped off, and the scales were adamant. It's like, no, you are 20 stone, £0, and 3 ounces. Get off of me.
Yeah. Oh, mate, so close. Have you dropped below it now?
I don't know. Before I left, I was sitting at 20 stone, £1,
Okay.
and that was before I went to bed. So typically, you lose weight overnight.
Yeah.
But I forgot to weigh myself before I left.
Okay.
So I may have made it, and I didn't check.
And we did go out for a curry and a few drinks yesterday, so that
did.
probably won't have helped, will it?
No. But I've done a lot of walking about Stourport as well.
That's true.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Walking about Stourport and being noticed as that guy off TV.
Yes.
Mate, that's got to be weird. Like, how does that feel?
That was surreal. Left your studio, turned right, took about 5 paces. First person I met, you were on telly last night. I was like, yes, I was. Weird. Very weird. And then, as I was coming back, I was taking stuff from here to the car. A woman across the road shouting at the crossing, you were on telly last night.
I did say, I've said this before though, I mean, Murph is about as, well, he's not inconspicuous whatsoever. So while he's in his full like superhero outfit of the kilt, you don't see many people in kilts around Stourport, mate. I've got to be honest.
I wouldn't have thought so.
In fact, you don't see any people around Stourport with a kilt. So you've probably got a record on that one, but it definitely makes you pretty distinguishable when it comes to being noticed.
Yeah, I know, as you say, it has the Clark Kent Superman effect, because
Don't say it.
if
Don't
I
say
were
it.
to want to be inconspicuous,
It's not allowed. It's not allowed, mate.
I'll not say the rest.
No.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, small changes can be made. You saw it firsthand, mate. You made that terrible, horrendous mistake at the decorating show in November, and nobody knew you.
Nobody knew me, but it was, even I will admit, it was cold.
See,
And I had, once I got back from that November, I was like, it was then that I realised I had to order long johns for
a man
winter.
from the Highlands saying that Coventry was cold.
Coventry was freezing in November.
Let's just get that on record. Coventry was cold. I remember doing Ben Nevis last year and mentioning it was -10, and me going, yeah, it was cold. And Murph was like, oh, -10, it's nothing.
Standard.
It's toasty. That. And yet he comes down to Coventry and it's cold.
I'm sure you didn't climb Ben Nevis in a kilt with bare legs, Fo.
No, I did not. No, I'm not Wim Hof. But in fairness, mate, it's actually, like, I was quite surprised because I took layers and loads of gear and it was -10 at the top. It was horrendous. But while you're moving, you're warm. Like, even all the way to the summit, where it was -10, I had a waterproof coat on, unzipped, and just a t-shirt because I was moving. The minute we stopped, because we got to the summit, it was like instant, just like, oh shit,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But while you're moving, it's actually you do warm up pretty well. So I'm not saying I could have done it in a kilt.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No,
Nah.
I'm sure Wim Hof has done Everest in shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite famously, I'm sure.
Pass. I'll have to take your word on that one.
We'll have to find out, Murph. That's what we'll have to do. Again, I'm going to put this on record here. This man here, we did Snowdon a few weeks ago, and Murph has several times mentioned how easy it is to climb mountains.
Not how easy it is to climb mountains, how everyone was sore the next day.
Yep, true story.
When I climbed, literally before Coventry, I climbed up 2 mountains, which would have equivalated, not a real word,
We'll take it for now.
to 4,000 feet combined.
What's that in meters?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the only reason I ask that is because when I've done Snowdon and Nevis, I know I always look at the meter.
Yeah.
Nevis is 1,350 meters. I think it's the highest point in the UK.
What is it, meters? And actually, sorry, no, it was 5,000. It's
Feet.
2,700 feet.
How many feet are in a meter?
And 2,300 feet. Yeah, it's closer to
People
5,000.
screaming at the podcast now, but how many feet are in a meter? There's 2.5, 3 feet in a meter, something like that.
Asking the wrong guy.
I don't know.
I go for the higher number because it sounds more impressive.
It's at this point you need an Alexa. I'm gonna say that again. Alexa. There'll be people listening, mate, who potentially just had that on loud and Alexa's listening. So, yeah, Alexa, how many feet are in a meter? Somebody put that in the comments. Thank you. But yeah, man, it's fair play. We're going to find this out, Murph. You've got to be careful what you wish for. I've got things going on in here. And
I'm game for the next one.
Plans are formulating. We've had the climb from darkness, and the next one might be a little bit different. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying at this point.
Yeah, count me in.
There we go. There we go. Careful what you wish for, my friend. Anyway, look, where was we? So, TV show, being noticed. I would imagine, mate, I mean, listen, it was only aired yesterday, so you've got a few weeks of this now.
Yeah.
I would imagine at some point you're going to get there. Can I get a picture with you? That'll be one to get used to. How are you feeling about it's a weird thing. Many times, mate, I've said, I'll put myself on this now, but I've said I'd hate to be famous. Like I guess being able to go out and about and be recognised, believe it or not, and here I am on video on a podcast, I'm quite a private person. So yeah, how do you feel about it?
I enjoy being like a positive role model for the decorating community.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like being famous within the decorating community. What I know, I don't. As I say, it's only a day after. I don't know what that's going to be like in the greater spectrum of fame. But I like the close knit community of the decorating, and I like being famous in painting and decorating, if that makes sense.
Well known in the industry, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So now I'm a little bit known in the makeup industry now. Is that actually like about 50 MUAs have followed me? And I was like, I don't know what you're expecting.
Do you know what? Because I did think this. When I watched your friend who did the episode before as well, the sushi episode, and I thought, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like, yes, you did an amazing job to be convincing, but there's a little bit of, well, if you can learn that job in 4 weeks, has that actually undermined what they do a bit?
Yeah.
So as some like MUA is going to be sat there going, oh, I don't like that. Like,
I'll tell you how there is. I forget. No, the winner was called Carl. But obviously Carl won, so he'll be happy. But the judges picked the same person who they thought was the faker, so I'm guessing she was last. I haven't heard back from her. Hope she would reach out, maybe. But Carl and who would have been third, both of them have reached out last night and said, never would have guessed you were the faker. You did so well. And that's what I say about the positive feedback that I received from the makeup community was just, yeah, well done you.
fair play.
Even someone who I was the runner-up, so I was second out of 4. So yeah, the woman who would have been third has said kudos.
Good.
But she actually wants to have a phone call and hear all about it as well.
Fair play.
All she has to do is listen to the Talking Tradesman podcast.
That's it. Well, if you're hearing us say this now, you're already listening, aren't you? So yeah, thanks for listening.
Yes.
But yeah, absolutely, mate. Just direct them over here, please. In fact, to all you MUAs that want to find out how Murph did it, tune in.
Yes.
I mean, I guess jumping back into the program bit, how intensive was the training that you did? Because 4 weeks ain't long.
It's not long, and it was very intense.
Because you were practicing like off camera.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say at home, but at your
at hotel.
accommodation.
Yeah, that was my evenings. Was just honing the craft.
And did they ask you to do that, or did you take that on of your own accord?
They asked me to do it, but of course, because someone asks you doesn't mean you're obligated to do it.
No, of course.
Yeah, but no, it was. Look, the Channel 5 or the production team, whomever, have picked me. They have put me up in a hotel. They're paying me. I made $1,500 in the month for doing the filming. I got a food allowance, I got a travel allowance. They're putting all this into me. I have to give it back out.
Well, that's a very honourable way to think about it. Not everyone would.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, fair, I get that. Fair play.
Yeah, they put a lot into me, so I gave my best that I could for them. And yeah, burned the midnight oil. Watched makeup tutorials on YouTube.
Really?
Painted my own face.
Oh, as I saw.
Yeah, no, I put in the hard grind. I wanted to succeed. I know I said earlier I went in with the mentality of, I don't care what happens today, this is the last hurdle, but I trained really hard for that day. I just knew, look, it doesn't matter what happens today. I get to go home after a month in London. But that's, as I say, it was a calm mindset to have under what was really a lot of pressure. But I didn't feel the pressure on that day. It's just in my mind, it's like, I get to go home tomorrow. Yippee.
That's cool, right? I mean, here's a question for you. If you were to go back and do it all again, is there anything you would have done differently?
I think I gave it my best shot, so no. I don't think I would have done anything differently. No, I'm happy with how it went. Maybe do a little bit better outside Abba Voyage, but they didn't use it, so it doesn't really matter.
Would you have given that girl her eyeliner?
Yes, I would have.
There you go.
Because, that led to a bit of PTSD. Because when there was the footage of me working in like the salon, and the woman, she put it in the form of a question, do you think I should have eyeliner? And my response was,
No.
no, I do not. But what it was, as soon as she mentioned eyes, it took me back to day one of touching an eyelid and the reaction of it being touched, and I freaked. And you can, in that clip, you can hear the fear in my voice, and it was just like, no, I can't do it.
I think, like, to be honest, in terms of making a TV show, that's what made it good. Like, because it was authentic. You could see the fear.
Yeah,
you, that's what I mean.
Oh, it was...
but that then lets the viewer connect with.
Yeah,
because you weren't performing at that stage.
Yeah, it was a documentary.
Yeah,
nothing was scripted, nothing was pre-planned. Like situations were pre-planned, but the outcome was how well has Alexander Murphy, the greatest makeup artist who ever lived, honed his skills. That was a little joke on set. The director would meet me with, Alexander Murphy, the greatest makeup artist who ever lived. And that really lifted the morale of every morning, being greeted like that.
Good. No, it's wicked, mate. Again, I keep saying it, but massive credit to you for the whole experience. I
remember another thing that wasn't used. London XL, the big sort of conference place, isn't it?
Yep.
There was a music con on at that, and Dominic Skinner done a talk at it in front of 200 people. I was told I would be on stage with Dominic, being his assistant, handing him products. We were about 3 weeks in. I was kind of learning them. But then an hour before going on stage, they told me, you'll be doing the red lip on stage in front of 200 people. And initially, upon being told, was
this where you had the T-shirt on, back to front?
That's when I had the T-shirt on back to front. I'd put it on. They asked me not to wear anything with brands, and I didn't see it as a brand. I saw it as religion. I wore my Let's Talk, Let's Listen top, logo, front, big, bold, proud, central. I was like, yeah, let's go out in this today. And then done all of that, got back at night, took the T-shirt off over my head, saw a little badge on the back, and I went, I and nobody said anything.
The best bit is you sent me a picture of you with the t-shirt, and you're like, "Oh, I'm repping the brand today." Even I didn't clock it and think, I haven't got that printed. I haven't got it printed that way around. Maybe I should.
It was honestly, I took it off over my head, saw like the little chest piece on the back, and went, ah.
Didn't you clock? Because I'm sure the collar, if you put it on backwards, isn't it like really high?
You'd have thought so, but no.
No.
I didn't twig, put it that way.
I almost feel like I need to try one of my tops on backwards now
Yeah.
to just see if they're like reversible. Maybe that's a new. In fact, Murph has just dropped the new feature of the Talking Tradesman merch. They're reversible.
They are reversible.
This is banter, by the way. Don't anybody start. I've ordered one and I thought it was reversible, and it's not. But yeah, potentially they are. We'll have to find out. I'm going to pause there to thank this episode's sponsors, Abode Academy. Abode offer practical-based spray courses in Wiltshire and Manchester. They teach airless spraying, kitchen and furniture spraying, UPVC spraying, special effects including metal and workshop refurbishment courses. I myself have been on their airless course and I really enjoyed it. They teach in small groups, so it's a laid-back environment and very hands-on, loads of time on the sprayers. Their courses are approved by the Construction Industry Training Board, otherwise known as CITB, so you know you're getting good quality training. They offer full aftercare support and have their own range of spray equipment, which is top quality at affordable prices, and the aftercare they give is nothing short of amazing. If you're thinking of getting into spraying, you can check out their website at www.abodeacademy.co.uk, or you can search them up at Abode Academy on Instagram, as they post loads of helpful spraying content with tips and tricks. Thanks to the team at Abode Academy for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Let's get back to the episode.
So yeah, initially upon being told I would be doing the red lip on the model on stage, and you saw that was in the show. Dominic said out in the staircase that man has put on, was it 200 or 2 years worth of red lip?
Yeah.
On that poor model. I'd put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. I think I got the lip down to like under 3 minutes. That's how good I was getting after it. And then, yeah, to be told you'll be doing it on stage in front of 200 people. Initially, shitting bricks. Makeup in front of 200 people. Had 5 minutes with it and then got calm about it. Because I just thought, look, you've done 200. You can do it in under 3 minutes. You're going to have your back to the crowd because the model's going to be facing them.
So if you'd wore the t-shirt the right way round...
Yes. But I was standing, I would say while Dominic was doing his thing, I was definitely front facing mostly. And then I thought, if I do a bad job, it's not like Dominic's going to go, hasn't he done a terrible job? Boo this man.
True. Although that would have made good TV.
It would have.
Yeah. What are you hoping comes from it now, Murph? Have you got like any hopes or predictions?
I don't have any predictions. I have said I would be quite happy if it was a flash in the pan, because it was a brilliant experience. I'll have the memories, the traumas forevermore. Fantastic experience, but if anything is to come of it, it's just a bonus on top of the wonderful experience I had of filming the show in London.
That's a really good outlook, mate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, nobody can take that away from you now.
No.
That's there forever.
It's always going to be a story piece.
Yeah. And now you can put As Seen on TV on your van.
As seen on Channel 5's Faking It, yes.
That used to be a thing, didn't it? People actually used to, As Seen on TV. I don't think anyone really does that anymore, do they?
I'm bringing it back.
There we go. As Seen on TV. I mean, are you going to bring like they have little travel cases, don't they? Bolton Show? Murph with his makeup bag.
Yeah.
Could that be a thing?
I thought about it when it was talked about coming out in March, April. And I thought, look, give me like...
I want to see a live lip on stage on the trade decorator stand. Lady decorators or men. Let's not... What's the word? What is it?
Discriminate.
That's the one.
Yeah.
complete mind blank then, mate. The word would just evaporated in my head. Let's not discriminate. If you are a man and you want to get your lips done, I would love to see Murph doing a live lip on stage. Vote in the comments now. But
Who's the guinea pig?
not me. That's where I get to. But there's got to be some lady decorators that would like to get their lips done by none other than, as seen on TV, Murph the Kilted Painter, MUA.
Yeah,
Alexander Murphy, the greatest makeup artist to ever live.
that's the one.
But yeah, drop Murph a message, or I don't know who else you'd message actually. Who would you message for that? It's gotta be you, innit?
Don't have an assistant yet, so yeah, just direct. DM me directly.
If you would like Murph to do your is it just lips that you seem to specialise in lips?
That was my strongest point. Dominic said my lip was. You'd think I'd been doing it for 2 years. How good my lip was.
And if you want to put Murph in a panic, go and ask him to do your eyeliner.
No, I'm okay with it now. I'm okay with it now. It was just initially. That's the expression. There's more than one way to skin a cat, because I had Howard for the first 2.5 weeks, and how he works is editorial, which means it ends up in magazines and photographed and like really close up, and every detail has to be perfect. And he was sort of training me in that way, where everything was delicate
Okay.
and precise, and he taught me the basics and kind of got me to what I feel as far as he could in 2.5 weeks. And actually, I was a wreck at 2.5 weeks because the lack of confidence in eyes. And then I met Dominic in Manchester at the Burlesque, and totally he was more my mantra of.
So just for anyone that did watch, what is it? So Howard, Dominic's a geezer with the pink eyebrows.
And the tash.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, meeting Dominic, and like there was a couple of comical moments, but he asked me to apply foundation, and how Howard taught me to apply foundation was always stipple it on gently and stick with gently. And then so Dominic asked me to apply foundation, and I'd done it the way Howard taught me, and he's like, no, apply it. Like, he went on heavy because we were like doing theatre, and he's like, back seats here, stages here, we want back seat to see the makeup. And it was just a different pace. And what helped a lot, and this is being a straight man, it felt intrusive to be that close to women. You
really got to get in their personal space, haven't you?
You do. Yeah. And it felt intrusive to me, and it was always in the back of my mind. That took about 3 weeks to get used to.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
And then my phone keeps going. Sorry.
Shocking, Murph.
I will.
I thought this man was all showbiz now. Like, rookie mistakes. It's normally my phone, in fairness, so don't worry, I'm not judging you on it. Actually, the way the kilt is on the sofa at the minute, it looks like the sofa's on fire. I'm going to hang that back up.
I'll get off the camera.
Whoa. Where are we? There we go. We're back. You okay? Anything that you need to attend to?
No, we're good now. Except I forgot where we were.
We were talking about heavy makeup application, the standard conversation that two blokes in kilts talk about.
Oh, that was the thing. We were talking about feeling intrusive. Yeah, it just felt intrusive because Dominic himself said, I don't know any straight men in makeup. To which I said, I would like to think you know at least one.
True that, yeah.
So then, as I say, it felt intrusive because the women would know Dominic and Howard are gay, and it's fine.
Yeah,
but I just felt intrusive because
I can imagine
I'm
that.
straight.
Yeah.
And then Dominic obviously saw how I operated. Within 5-10 seconds, he leaned in and he said, sometimes you have to rest your crotch on their lap. It's fine. And I was like, hold on. Let me just get my notepad and pen out for that one.
Can I have that in writing,
Yeah,
please?
Could you sign this one off?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, in today's day and age, mate, 100%.
Yeah.
So get yourself covered. Yeah, a million.
But yeah, he always like must have been stood like a crane in an L shape.
Yeah, you're bending yourself. Must not
And
touch.
he's like, no, you have to be comfy, get setting about, and that helped tenfold. Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, I can, mate. I mean, just what a journey.
What
a
put
journey.
the director put me on a minibus on Friday, went to Manchester Saturday, Sunday, came back the Monday, met the director on Tuesday. We filmed on Tuesday with Dominic, and at the end of Tuesday, the director said, "What happened to the shell of a man I put on the bus on Friday?"
Really?
Yeah.
So whatever he said just clicked and connected.
It was, I totally changed of pace. Confidence had built over that weekend.
Big shout out, Dominic.
Yes.
Well done, my man.
I just got no discredit to Howard. He was great and taught me the basics. It just,
Look,
more than one way to skin a cat.
People connect with different. It's like learning. People connect with different learning modalities. Some people are practical. Some people are book based. It's just one of those. You obviously connected better with that different method and style.
Yeah.
So, mate, I'm like I say, I'm just really happy for you that it all went as well as it did. I mean, what was it like? It's a bit of a mad one, actually. So you've gone from the Highlands, month in London, which is just manic anyway. Like, I'm a bit mixed on London. There's part of me that likes it and part of me that just wants to get the hell out of there because it's just too manic for me. So spending a month there, I can't even imagine. But then having all the madness of film crews, filming, meeting all these people, like celebrities essentially, and then all of a sudden it's over and you've got to go home. How was that?
Hit hard, but not. It's not like I came back to Grattan thinking I've been to London now and I think I'm better than this. It's because I was kind of ill prepared for the winter ahead from having the month off.
Okay.
Totally my own fault for not putting anything in place, but I had a good first 2.5 years of being self-employed with smooth sailing. Really, like everyone agreed to my prices. Work was constantly coming in. So when I left for London, I thought I had a blank slate for that month, and I thought, right, while I'm in London for 2 weeks, people will get back in touch and I'll organise things for November. Nothing came in. And
Right.
then I came back to nothing. It wasn't terrible initially because I was only back for like less than a week before I came for the Coventry show. But then coming back from Coventry show was worse. I thought it was me for going away for so long. And then talking to other tradesmen, they did say, don't worry, it's not just you. It is the surrounding area. They're feeling the pitch. Everyone is feeling the same way.
Okay.
Yeah, just a drought over the winter period up in the Highlands
How long did that drought last?
till February.
Oh, wow. Christ.
Yeah.
How did you get through that?
Scraped and clawed.
Yeah.
Yeah, really did. Because when did you had your thing in January here, was it?
Just after, I remember not wanting to do it too close to Christmas in January. So, yeah, end of Jan. Yeah, end of Jan.
'Cause I couldn't come for lack of funds.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that was the case.
Because
at the time.
it was before the tax bill. And I needed that money.
Yeah.
I needed what what's the word? Skin over my teeth.
Yeah.
Managed to pay the tax bill. Like, left, I can't remember the amount I was left with after paying the tax bill, but
Shit.
it was in triple figures. And I hit hard. I got depressed.
It's understandable.
I was bedbound for like 5 days.
I mean, you mentioned this last night, mate, but I mean, if you're okay talking about it, because it's these kind of things that help people. You know,
Yeah.
let people know that they're not on their own in a similar position. But I think that's the thing, you know, I didn't know that you were in that position, and we speak, so I didn't know that that was the case. Did you reach out to anyone and let anyone know that you were struggling?
Yes, I did. But I've on the fifth day of being like pretty much bedbound,
So you just hit a depression.
just like I just wanted to sleep and not do anything for how bad workflow was, and it
Yeah.
knocked my confidence.
There's probably part of it though, Murph, as well, with everything that you've done with filming the show. There's maybe a little bit of mental burnout in there as well.
Very
Like,
possibly.
because like the stimulation going from those extremes and having all that stimulation and the pressure as well that you were under, and then all of a sudden nothing. Like that's a transition anyway that anyone would struggle with, and then if you throw on not having work to take your mind in straight into something else, it's understandable why you'd have struggled through that
Yeah,
little
like
spot.
obviously I'd never had any issues with people saying no to prices, and just over that November to February period, I was never coming in drastically high,
Yeah.
and now people were turning me down, and it wasn't something I was used to. And yeah, it's like if I do it for any less than this, there's no point in doing it. Kind of, if I can't make money, I have to. But yeah, it's like no, this is as cheap as I can go to make it worthwhile for me to do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then on the fifth day, I phoned the doctor to just say, look, I'm depressed. I've been in my bed for 5 days.
You knew you were depressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but being in your bed for 5 days is not right.
No.
So phoned the doctors, and yeah, the doctor just asked how it was, and just look, I've just been in my bed for 5 days. They just basically said, look, it will get better. And it did. February came, workflow came back in. I'm obviously financially better off because I could come down here for June.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just in January, it's like there's no way that can happen. I can't afford it. I would have loved to have been here.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had no idea. There's never any pressure on you to come anyway.
Oh yeah, it's an 8-hour journey.
Yeah, and like you said, it's costly because you've got days off work, you've got hotels, so it's not like it comes for free. But there's never any expectation on anybody to come to any of the events that are put on. It's always amazing when people do. But I'm always very conscious and grateful of people giving up their time to do it. So, but yeah, I'm sorry you went through that, mate. Like I said, I had no idea. No idea.
But yeah, and it still has kind of knocked me to this day because it's knocked my confidence in pricing because I never had the bite back.
Has work picked up now?
Yeah,
So you're back to like your normal pricing rates and...
Yes, not quite, but a damn sight better than what we were November to February, which was a drought. Yeah, really was. A dark time.
Well, I'm glad you came out the other end of it, mate.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, how just that process of getting yourself out of that 5-day rut, how did that look? Like, what was day 6, essentially?
Day 6 was...
But what helped you, I guess, was...
phoning the doctor,
Yeah.
just to there's a problem here.
Did they offer medication or...
No,
No?
they just talk, check my mental well-being
Okay.
and all that. God, there was something I was going to say there. Yeah. It's gone now. Rats. But, yeah, I was talking to friends. That, I remember what I was going to say. It was that way where people ask you if you're busy, and you think they're asking you... I kind of had it in my mind, well, if I say no, they say, oh, well, I've got this to do if you're not busy. But that part of the conversation never came. And then in February, March maybe, when it was like building up again and people were asking, are you busy? And saying yes, it was like more work was coming through. It's like better to say yes, I'm busy than no, I'm not. If you say no, I'm not busy, do people think you're shit because you're not busy? You should be busy.
Yeah, it's a weird one, mate.
And then
Yeah,
if you say, yes, I am busy, it's like, oh, you are busy, you must be well sought after.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that actually, because I have that sometimes with customers where I had it this week actually. I had a job postpone, which left me with a bit of an open week, and I went and did a quote, and they were looking for, short term, only a tiny little job is the one I've been on today, just papering out a downstairs bathroom, which ordinarily I wouldn't have had time to do. But I was very conscious of that when I was like, actually, I am available like next week because I've had a cancellation. In my head, I'm going, I hope they don't think it's because I've got no work.
Yeah.
Because beyond that, I mean, at the minute, I think I'm booked through till late September now, which is kind of par for the course. But yeah, it does play on your mind, like being available, because you do want to go, look, yeah, I need the work. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But you can't help what the customer's going to think, can you?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I in no way blame Channel 5 or the production company. It's my own fault for not having anything in place to come back to. I shouldn't have assumed there would be. It's just that's what I got used to.
Yeah. Complacency, really, mate, isn't it? Yeah.
Now it's happened, I will obviously want to do everything in my power for that not to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just to be better organised. I just assumed, things will come in while I'll be away. And nothing came in. And it was a hard, like as other tradies told me, it's not you. No, it's not because you haven't done anything for a month. It is generally quiet. Like,
just bad timing.
Alarmingly.
Bad timing, one off the back of the other, being away and then coming back to that. But yeah,
I would, knowing what I know, I still would have done the show. Even if I went through that period, the show was good. I still would have done it because it was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
The show, I mean, listen, I'm hopeful for you, mate. I hope the show was a seed almost that was planted back then, because it could grow into anything now. I'm sure things like being on the Trade Decorator show, the show, and there's another little thing that you've had confirmed recently as well, isn't there?
Am I allowed to say?
Yeah, of course you can say. I mean, I can't endorse anything for obvious reasons, but of course you can talk about it. Yeah.
Yes, so I have recently been announced as Smith & Rogers' first ever ambassador.
Check that man out. First ever?
First ever. They've never had one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How did that happen then?
I've had a good rapport with Ian since like 2022.
Are they based in Scotland?
Glasgow, yeah.
Okay.
So how it came about was I was looking for an alternative to Zinsser. Sorry.
For the record, there's no need to do that. Carry on.
So I found Smith & Rogers Blockade, tried it. It was... Well,
you can give your opinion.
Okay.
Though. You give your opinion, it's fine.
It was £20 cheaper, and I tried it, and I thought the opacity was slightly better than Zinsser.
In comparison to bin?
The bin, yeah.
Right. The red bin?
Yeah. So I made a video about it, and Ian saw it on social media, reached out, sent me a hoodie, very thankful for the video. Can't remember when I made the video, but then I was in Glasgow in February 23, and I was a 10-minute drive from the Smith & Roger warehouse. So I got in touch, met Ian, got a tour of the factory, and the following month was the Edinburgh Decorating Show.
Okay.
Chatted to him then in 2023, and just throughout it's been good. We've had a good rapport, chat a little bit, and then at the Edinburgh Decorating Show this year in March, was telling Ian about filming the show and all that, and very excited. And he asked, "What's next for Murph the Kilted Painter?" And I said, "Smith & Roger Ambassador." And he had his rep, an employee with him, and they kind of looked at each other like, "Funny you mention that."
Well,
So,
congratulations!
yeah,
Congratulations! That's wicked. So, what are you going to be doing with them? Are you, if they're at trade shows, are you going to be on their stand, things like that?
They don't expect much of me. They say if I am cutting about a decorating show, and they're rep is struggling to deal with the flow, feel free to step in, chat to some customers, tell them how good our product is, and hand out some freebies. And in return, I'll just get some products every quarterly, every 3 months, whatever.
Are they going to be at Bolton?
Yes,
Okay.
they will be at Bolton. They'll be there on the Coleman Brothers stand.
Right.
So we'll be doing Arrowworthy, Go Paint, and Smith and Rogers.
Okay.
We'll be like all three will be on the one table.
Right, I got you.
Pardon
So
me,
you could potentially go and spend a bit of time up there.
I could take charge of 1/3 of a table.
That's a good position to be in, mate. A good position to be in. 1/3 of a table.
Ease myself in.
1/3 of a table this year. Next year, 2/3. No, mate. Honestly, I love to see it. I love to like. There's so much like noticeable growth with your journey, where it started last year and where it's already going to. Mate, you're just getting started. You really are. Like, I know, you know, we've joked about the kilt and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's a really strong brand. Like, you are building yourself as your own brand now, and that identity of being the kilted painter, I think it separates you. It makes you unique, novel,
Noticeable.
I think it's brilliant. Honestly, I think it's marketing. It's marketing genius, really.
It has made me undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that makes you very appealing to brands because, well, everyone knows him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's no, I think you're just getting started, mate. I think this is the beginning of the emergence of you into the industry, even more so. So I can see a big, bright future.
It's like Kev. I forgot what Kev's hair looks like.
Oh, because of the hat.
Yeah. It's curly, isn't it?
It does freak me out a bit when he ain't got a hat on. I've seen him a few times with no hat, and it's a bit like, okay.
But he has to have a Paint Warrior cap. Well, I don't know if it's in his contract to do that.
I don't know. I think he genuinely just likes hats.
Yeah, but that is like Cave's identity is he's got a cap on. Where I have a kilt on is my thing.
Honestly, it's a really strong brand.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure what mine is. I don't think I've got a visual one. I need a visual one. Somebody hit me up with a suggestion. But yeah, no, I think it's great, mate. I really do. I'm proud to have invented it for you.
Yeah.
I felt like there was an argument brewing there, Murph.
I was gonna actually, what's the word? Negotiations, because you believe my my original record doesn't stand beginning from Qumbran.
Oh, okay. Let's get onto this then. Hot topic, yeah. Yeah.
So I thought if you can admit that my journey began at Qumbran, I will say yes, Russ. You were the inventor of the kilt.
Today, you'll be yesterday.
No, when I originally came.
Where's Qumbran?
Wales. When I left.
No, it didn't. I'm not giving it you.
No.
Listen, listeners.
It's a shame you didn't invent the kilt then, mate.
I'm pure of soul. I can't lie. Anyone that's listening now, Murph has got this like conspicuous. What word am I looking for? Spurious claim that we've had. Who's the furthest travelled guest? And to this point, it's been Scott, isn't it?
Until today.
Until today,
Because I actually left from Grantown.
Yeah, sorry, Scott, but Murph's pipped you now. Although it's taken him over a year to do so. But Murph had this spurious claim that last time he came down, he came from Qumbran.
I went from Qumbran to Leeds to Stourport to home.
Leeds, Stourport. And he wanted mileage from there, and I'm not giving it, because he did not go from Qumbran to the podcast. He went from Qumbran to an open day, Johnson's trade thing, then came here. So what I said, I believe rightly so, was I would give him from Leeds to here to home, because that's where he came to the podcast. I mean, no, you can't have it, Murph. It's like me saying, well, last week I went Tenerife, so I've come to the podcast via Tenerife.
The kilt was ordered for going to the Johnsons thing. Unfortunately, it did not arrive in time.
Okay.
But yeah, we started talking about attire and like, should you look presentable for arriving at customers' houses to price up? And then I said, talking about clothes.
Yeah, true
Which
story.
is how we got onto that.
Do you wear the kilt to go and quote?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I wear it. I wear it.
Stupid question.
I wear
You're
it-
always in it.
I wear it all the time.
I was going to say, stupid question.
I go to bed in it.
Mate, I should hope you do. I should hope you do. What's speculative one? What's the next year look like for you?
Ooh, I haven't looked that far ahead. I wouldn't have predicted June 24 to June 25 would have been like this.
Have you got any goals? Whether that's, I say that because I think it's just nice sometimes if you say something now to look back in a year's time. But whether that's business growth, social media growth, branding, like, is there anything that you look at and think I'd like to be at this stage in a year's time?
Right now, I've got just go to shows. Is it a goal? Because it's going to happen. It's not really a goal if it's a certain thing, is it?
Well, nothing's certain in life, mate. But
Yeah, but I will. Well, certainly, if I still have a pulse, I will certainly be at Bolton Show this year. So hopefully, nothing happens between now and 2 weeks from now.
you'll be at Bolton.
But yes,
mate.
I will
That's-
be at
that's
Bolton Show.
undisputed. Yeah.
I would be at Bolton Show. It's just to attend shows, put myself out there, be my lovable self, and yeah, just see what I put out and see what's given back.
Okay, I'm going to dig a bit deeper there. So you're going to put yourself out there, be your nice, lovable self, which I do agree with, mate. You are a very lovable person. For what purpose? To who?
I don't know.
I think you do.
For-
I think there's something under there.
For me,
If you're going to be putting yourself
but
out there
no.
at shows,
I like the Smith and Roger thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be an ambassador because I believe it is a great product.
yeah,
And I want people to know about Blockade and Rock Top and Flow and Bond, the three that they push. I think they're excellent products. I believe in them.
Zinzer have got alternatives to all of that.
I believe in Smith and Roger. I believe in the products, and I am so happy that they want me to be the one to push it out into the world. So yeah, that is the Smith and Roger things. But to seek out, it would want to be things that I believe in, that I believe are good for the trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, just to like raise. I mean, there's a lot of people already doing it, but I would like to be one of the figureheads of painting and decorating to promote that it is a good thing to have under your belt. It's a good thing to get into when you leave school to join
Love
the
that.
trade.
love that, mate. Listen, just because other people are doing it, it needs more. Because I still don't think there's anywhere near enough people doing it. So yeah,
You know, if you a 34-year-old, the show confused me because at the start it said I was
with your age.
yes, because at the start it said I was 34, when in that scene I was actually 33, and then in the show I had a birthday. So I was like, are people now going to think I'm 35?
I guess you are 35 now. Showbiz 35. I mean, they say people have showbiz ages, but they're normally
Yeah.
lower, Murph.
So I am
not above.
currently 34. I'm a 34-year-old from the Highlands of Scotland who posts on social media, and we have named all my accolades in the last 12 months. Join the trade, post yourself, because you never know what's going to happen.
It's a great shout. It's a great shout. Well, mate, I think we've kind of caught up on the year, have we? Was there anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, other than making his second appearance on the Talking Tradesman podcast.
That, did we touch on that, saying that is a full circle moment from last year? Yeah.
we did.
Uh-huh.
I say ironically. Funnily, no, nobody's done 3. Nobody's done 3 episodes yet. I've never had a third episode with a guest. So there's a goal for you.
Be the third.
Be interesting enough this year to come back next year and have a third episode.
I'll try my best. As I say, it's only a day after the broadcast. There we go.
Yeah, mate.
Of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
So it's early to tell the engagement from that. My phone was pinging quite a lot. may have been L'Oreal. I don't know.
There's a question I was going to ask you earlier and I completely forgot. Favourite brand of makeup?
I did like the L'Oreal foundation.
There you go.
Great coverage, great opacity, easy to work with.
Fantastic. What's the price point?
I don't know. It was all kind of handed to me.
Did you get to use loads of different brands? Or was it-
I think there was a lot of MAC products used because Dom is sort of a big figurehead of MAC. So I think MAC had like priority to be.
But controversially, you prefer L'Oreal.
I did. Sorry, Dom, if you watch the Talking Tradesman podcast.
Oh, Mac ain't sponsoring you now, man.
I just thought the MAC was kind of thin
Oh, he's digging deeper.
and L'Oreal wasn't.
The new face of L'Oreal makeup.
There we go.
Superb. But yeah, man. Murph, again, mate. I've enjoyed the chat. I've enjoyed you letting me be a part of your day, your big day yesterday, and everything. As I said, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about?
There is something I would like to do. You still have about 8 Matt hats to give away.
I do indeed. Yeah, I have 8 Uncle Matt's hats to give away.
I am not a cap wearer, so I would like to give my cap away.
Okay.
And how we will do this is, you would rather your comments be on YouTube or Spotify?
I mean, we could do both, but yeah, YouTube's easier to monitor. So yeah, let's go.
Go for YouTube. I think we'll stick to one because
Okay.
for time stamping who said what I want to happen first, we kind of need to stick to one. On the comment section in YouTube, guess what is underneath my kilt. And whoever guesses correctly first, I will have the Matt hat sent away to you.
Parental guidance advised.
Yeah. That's fair.
Okay, there you go.
What is underneath Smurf's kilt?
What is underneath Murph's? Did I just say your name wrong then? Murph. I went TH. Oh, Murph.
Guess what is underneath
under
my
Murph's
kilt in the comment section in YouTube. Whoever guesses correctly first
Will be sent and
get a
Uncle
Matt's
Matt's
hat. Obviously, it could be anything, so we'll narrow it down a little and say it is painting and decorated related.
There we go. Get your answers in the comments, and Murph will sort you out, or I will send out for you, whichever. Yeah, one of the Uncle Matt's hats. Big shout out to Steve from Uncle Matt's Hats, to be fair, for gifting us 6 months worth. And that shows how many of his hats have gone out, actually. There's only 8 left. 6 months worth.
About 50 hats to begin with?
6 months worth of guests, 1 a week. So, whatever that is, I do maths this quick now. 24? No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
52 weeks in a year, isn't
When
there?
they first arrived, I built a wall with them. And now there's not a wall.
Yeah, it doesn't clear
So-
the windowsill anymore.
No, it doesn't. Was it you that said it was popcorn yesterday?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, somebody said, oh yeah, about those tubs of popcorn. It clearly says ice cream on.
Yeah.
It might have been Ian, actually. No popcorn. Brain freeze. So yeah, competition then. So that one's in there. Is that it?
I think we can wrap it up.
Keep your eyes on this guy. Anyway, I think bright future, big things to come. As I say, episode only went out yesterday. I'm going to try and get this episode out relatively quickly. So, yeah, it won't be too far in the future. Reiterate, if you see Murph at the trade shows, go and say hello.
Please.
If you don't already, go and give Murph a follow. Where can people find you, Murph?
I am Murph the Kilted Painter on all social medias.
Go and give Murph a follow. Lastly, a big shout out to the Funky Peach for providing me with my guest merchandise to send away with our guests. Murph is taking away his t-shirt and hoodie. So big thank you to you guys for that. It all helps support the podcast. I haven't said this in ages, actually. If you're still listening now, please, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, follow, depending on what platform you're on. It really does genuinely help. It doesn't cost you anything other than a couple of seconds of your time. And it doesn't give me anything financial either. All it does, the more likes, shares, follows, reviews that we get on the podcast, it will recommend it to more people. And what we're trying to do ultimately is reach as many people as we can to spread mental health awareness, and connect and build the construction industry as much as we can. So take a few moments and do that. It would be hugely appreciated, and you will be making a difference. And on that note, thank you very much for listening. I'll catch you soon on the next one.